Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Fluent English with Podcast. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Alan.
Today, we've got a fantastic lineup of words that are going to take your English to the next level. Alan, want to tell them what they are?
Absolutely. Today, we're diving into the world of vocabulary with 7 fantastic words. Efficient, demonstrate, survey, modify, diverse, diminish, and consequence.
These are some juicy ones, folks. So let's kick things off with our first word of the day. Efficient.
Efficient. Now, what does that mean, you may ask? Well, let's break it down. When something is efficient, it means it's done with the least amount of waste time, energy, or resources. It's about getting the job done quickly and effectively.
Right. And you can also use words like productive or effective to describe something that's efficient.
Absolutely. And now let's throw in some examples to really drive this home for our beginner English learners out there. How about this? Using a dishwasher is more efficient than washing dishes by hand.
Yeah, that's a good one. Here's another. Walking or cycling to work is often more efficient than driving, especially in rush hour traffic.
Exactly. And hey, don't forget about this one. Turning off lights when you leave a room is an efficient way to save electricity.
Oh, definitely. And let's not overlook this one. Planning your day ahead of time can make your work more efficient and less stressful.
And finally, one more for the road. Using a to-do list can help you stay organized and be more efficient with your time.
Those are some golden examples, Alan. But hey, now it's time to put this word into action. Let's listen to a conversation where the word efficient comes into play.
Hey Alex, have you seen my new planner?
Yeah, it's right here. I was checking it out earlier. You've got your whole day planned out, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to be more efficient with my time. I've got so much to do.
I hear you. I've been trying to be more efficient too. Like, I started meal prepping on Sundays to save time during the week.
Oh, that's smart. I should try that.
Yeah, it's been a game changer for me.
What a great example. Lisa and Alex are both trying to be more efficient with their time. It's all about finding those little tricks to make life easier.
Absolutely, Sophie. And you know what they say? Time is money.
Indeed. So, listeners, keep striving to be efficient in everything you do. It'll pay off in the long run. Now, let's dive straight into our next word of the day. Demonstrate.
Demonstrate. When you demonstrate something, you show how it's done or prove that it's true. It's like giving evidence or exhibiting a skill or concept.
Exactly. And you can also use words like show or illustrate to convey a similar meaning.
Spot on, Sophie. Now, let's give our listeners some simple examples to really grasp the concept. How about this? The teacher will demonstrate how to solve the math problem on the board.
Oh, that's a classic one. Here's another. She used pictures to demonstrate the different steps of the recipe.
Perfect. And how about this one? He demonstrated his love for her by surprising her with flowers.
That's sweet. And hey, don't forget about this one. The scientist conducted experiments to demonstrate the effectiveness of the new drug.
Absolutely. And finally, one more example. The coach will demonstrate the proper technique for shooting a basketball.
Fantastic examples, Alan. Now let's hear a conversation where the word demonstrate is put into action.
All right, everyone, gather around. I'm going to demonstrate how to use this power tool safely.
Oh, good. I've never used one of those before.
No worries, Jenny. I'll show you step by step.
Wow, thanks for demonstrating that, Mark. It makes much more sense now.
My pleasure, Jenny. Always happy to help.
Well, there you have it, folks. Mark demonstrated how to use the power tool safely, making sure everyone understood.
Exactly. Demonstrating something is all about making it clear and understandable for others. It's a crucial skill in teaching and learning.
Absolutely, Sophie. So keep practicing and demonstrating your skills, listeners. It's the best way to learn and grow.
That's right, Alan. Now, let's get back to business with our third word of the day, survey.
Survey. Now, when we talk about a survey, We're referring to a method of collecting information or data by asking people questions.
That's right, Alan. Surveys can help us understand opinions, preferences, or trends in a population.
Exactly, and you can also use words like poll or questionnaire to describe similar methods of gathering information.
Spot on. Now, let's give our listeners some easy examples to help them grasp this concept. How about this? The company conducted a survey to gather feedback from customers about their products.
Ah, yes, that's a common one. Here's another. Students were asked to complete a survey about their favorite subjects in school.
Perfect. And how about this one? The government often conducts surveys to collect data for policymaking.
Absolutely. And don't forget about this one. Before launching a new product, companies often conduct market surveys to understand consumer preferences.
Ah, yes, that's an important one. And finally, one more example. The survey revealed that the majority of people prefer to shop online rather than in store.
Ah, excellent examples, Sophie. Now, let's listen to a conversation where the word survey comes into play.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a few minutes to complete a survey about shopping habits?
Sure, I don't mind. What's it about?
We're conducting a survey to understand people's preferences when it comes to shopping online versus in store.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll be happy to participate.
Thank you so much for participating in our survey. Your input is valuable.
No problem at all. Happy to help.
Ah, what a great example. Sarah conducted a survey to gather information about people's shopping habits.
Exactly. Surveys are a valuable tool for collecting data and understanding trends. It's all about gathering insights to make informed decisions.
That's right, Alan. So keep participating in surveys, listeners. Your opinions matter. All right, we hope you're enjoying the show so far. Now, let's jump into our fourth word of the day, modify.
Modify. When we talk about modifying something, we're referring to making changes or alterations to it.
That's right, Alan. Modification is all about adjusting or adapting something to suit a particular purpose or situation.
Absolutely. And you can also use words like alter or change to convey a similar meaning.
Spot on, Alan. Now, let's provide our listeners with some simple examples to help them understand this word better. How about this? She decided to modify her diet by eating more vegetables and less sugar.
Ah, yes, a classic example. Here's another. The designer modified the dress to fit the customer's measurements perfectly.
Perfect. And how about this one? He modified his workout routine to include more cardio exercises.
Absolutely. And don't forget about this one. The software engineer modified the code to fix the bug in the program.
Ah, yes, that's an important one. And finally, one more example. They modified the schedule to accommodate the new changes in the project.
Ah, excellent example, Sophie. Now let's listen to a conversation where the word modify comes into play.
Hey Tom, can you modify the presentation slides before the meeting?
Sure thing, Emma. What changes do you need?
Just add the latest sales figures and update the graphs, please.
Got it. I'll modify the slides right away.
Perfect. Thanks for modifying the slides, Tom.
No problem at all. Emma, happy to help.
Ah, what a great example. Tom modified the presentation slides to include the latest information.
Exactly. Modifying something is all about making adjustments to improve it or make it more suitable for a specific purpose.
That's right, Alan. So keep modifying and adapting, listeners. It's the key to progress and success. Now, let's dive into our fifth word of the day, diverse.
When we talk about something being diverse, we mean it includes a variety of different types or elements.
That's right, Alan. Diversity is all about differences, whether it's in people, cultures, ideas, or experiences.
Absolutely. And you can also use words like varied or multifaceted to describe something that's diverse.
Spot on, Alan. Now let's give our listeners some simple examples to help them grasp the concept. How about this? The city is known for its diverse population, with people from many different countries and backgrounds.
Ah, yes, a classic example. Here's another. The book club aims to read diverse genres to cater to everyone's interests.
Perfect. And how about this one? The company values diversity and inclusion in its workplace, hiring employees from diverse backgrounds.
Absolutely. And don't forget about this one. The school curriculum includes diverse perspectives from various cultures and historical events.
Ah, yes, that's an important one. And finally, one more example. Her group of friends is diverse, with people from different walks of life.
Ah, excellent example, Sophie. Now let's listen to a conversation where the word diverse comes into play.
Hey Sarah, have you noticed how diverse our campus is?
Oh, definitely. There are students from all over the world here.
Yeah, it's amazing to see people from different cultures and backgrounds coming together.
Absolutely. I love how diverse our university community is.
Ah, what a wonderful example. Mike and Sarah appreciate the diversity on their university campus.
Exactly. Diversity enriches our lives and brings different perspectives to the table.
That's right, Alan. So embrace diversity and celebrate differences, listeners. It's what makes the world a colorful and interesting place.
Absolutely, Sophie.
Now, let's dive into our sixth word of the day, diminish.
Diminish. When we talk about something diminishing, we mean it's decreasing in size, importance, or intensity.
That's right, Alan. Diminishing is all about something becoming less or reducing in some way.
Absolutely. And you can also use words like decrease or dwindle to convey a similar meaning.
Spot on, Alan. Now, let's give our listeners some simple examples to help them understand this word better. How about this? The sunlight started to diminish as the evening approached.
Ah, yes, a classic example. Here's another. His enthusiasm for the project began to diminish as the challenges increased.
Perfect. And how about this one? The supply of fresh water in the region is diminishing due to drought.
Absolutely. And don't forget about this one. The teacher noticed a diminishing interest in the topic as the class went on.
Ah, yes, that's an important one. And finally, one more example. Over time, the effects of the medication began to diminish, and he needed a higher dose.
Ah, excellent examples, Sophie. Now let's listen to a conversation where the word diminish comes into play.
Hey Alex, have you noticed how the quality of the food here has diminished lately?
Yeah, I have. It's not as good as it used to be.
I wonder what happened. Maybe they changed suppliers or something.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I used to love coming here for lunch.
Ah, what a relatable example. Sophia and Alex noticed a diminishing quality in the food at their favorite cafe.
Exactly. Diminishing can apply to various aspects of life from quality to quantity.
That's right, Alan. So keep an eye out for things that diminish, listeners. It's important to address them before they become bigger problems. Now, let's dive into our seventh and final word of the day. Consequence.
Consequence. When we talk about consequences, we're referring to the results or effects of an action or decision.
That's right, Alan. Consequences can be positive or negative, depending on the situation.
Absolutely. And you can also use words like outcome or result to convey a similar meaning.
Spot on, Alan. Now let's give our listeners some simple examples to help them understand this word better. How about this? Studying hard has the consequence of getting good grades.
Ah, yes, a classic example. Here's another. Skipping meals can have negative consequences for your health.
Perfect. And how about this one? The consequence of not saving money now is financial insecurity later.
Absolutely. And don't forget about this one. The positive consequences of exercising regularly include improved fitness and mood.
Ah, yes, that's an important one. And finally, one more example. The consequence of arriving late to work was a warning from the boss.
Ah, excellent examples, Sophie. Now let's listen to a conversation where the word consequence comes into play.
Hey Mark, why did you leave the party early?
I had to finish a project for work. I didn't realize the consequence would be missing out on all the fun.
Yeah, that's too bad. We had a great time.
I know, I regret it now. I'll make sure to manage my time better next time.
Ah, what a relatable example. Mark experienced the consequence of leaving the party early.
Exactly. Consequences can help us learn and make better decisions in the future.
That's right, Alan. So consider the consequences of your actions, listeners. It's important to think ahead and make wise choices.
Absolutely, Sophie. And with that, we've covered all 7 words of the day. We hope you've learned something new and enjoyed the conversation.
That's right, Alan. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, keep learning and laughing.
Bye for now.